everyone, welcome to my vlog. Thank you again for tuning in. I upload several times a week, so make sure you hit the subscribe button below so that you never miss out on new and exciting content. In this video today, I wanted to speak a little bit about trying to retain our kids' innocence and beautiful sense of imagination for maybe just a tad longer, especially in this day and age with everything being handed out to them. Do you notice that our children tend to get bored more than usual, right? Oh, I'm bored, I don't know what to do. It seems like they do a lot of that, a lot more than in the past. And people tend to get bored when they don't have an internal motive, okay? Or like an internal purpose. What do I mean by that? As adults, we have an innate need to understand, brain-wise, the meaning. We need to know. We need to know what something is and understand what something does and what something means. And when we don't get a good explanation or reasoning, we tend to feel that something is pointless or meaningless. But a lot of that is in fact something we're not born with, but society teaches us. Everything has to have a value, must be legible, must make perfect sense, or it's pretty much worthless. What happens then is when we can't make perfect sense of ourselves, our thoughts, don't know what we're doing, can't anticipate what will happen, can't explain what we're feeling. A lot of times that would make us feel worthless, bored, disconnected, depressed, anxious. But the upside is that we are not in fact born with a need to explain everything. We learn that from our environment. And so a great tip to keep children more excited and involved and motivated with whatever it is that they're doing at whatever level they're capable of doing is to help them focus on the experience and the joy of creating rather than looking for a purpose. For example, if our kid plays a melody on the piano and we don't recognize it, we might have an instinct to ask, oh wow, that's beautiful, what are you playing? Instead, how about going with the, wow, you're playing so nicely. Are you enjoying it? I'm really enjoying it. Or if our child drew something and we have no idea what they drew, we may feel the need to say, oh, that's beautiful. What did you draw, right? But how about just letting your sparkling, excited eyes speak for themselves and just say, hey, this is really cool. Great job. Or for example, if your kid says something that makes absolutely zero sense, we feel the urge to tell them, oh, actually, this is the correct way. We maybe want to reconsider in that moment the importance of true and false versus allowing them to create an enchanting world in their head that makes perfect sense to them. Now, clearly at some point, us or the teacher or the world will teach them what's true or false or how something happens. So perhaps it is worth, if only for a short time when they're young, to maintain their ability to trust their guts and to invigorate their curiosity before the inevitable of having to confront what the world around them dictates of how things actually happen. The thing is, when children begin judging their ability based on the world's expectations of them, it can get quite discouraging quite quickly. Because normally at a young age, we don't have the ability to, let's say, draw a full-on dinosaur so that people can say, oh, it's a dinosaur, or to build a real working engine by themselves. And we're unable to make a logical sense of everything around us, right? But we can make incredible, innocent, and magical sense inside our soul and spirit. And essentially, this is what TV and video games do for children, right? They create this magical world. But once it's created for you, if it happens on a regular basis, they start relying on the video game creator or the TV show creator or the YouTuber to give them that sense of exhilaration and that constant stimulation. And so they lose a certain sense of being able to create that magical world by themselves in their own head, by using their own imagination. The physical world is limited, as well as the cognitive perception, what our mind can sort of grasp. But our imagination is limitless. Maybe we can adjust ourselves a little bit to make sure that they have a longer spread of that experience without having content handed out to them, but also without having to necessarily constantly explain what they're doing, why they're doing it, and just getting the affirmation that their own imagination and their own sense of being is absolutely perfect, completely the way it is. The truth is, if you can create a world in your own head that is based on your own self-exploration and self-entertainment, connected with your inner child, and its borderless imagination, we will never get bored. You can't really get bored when you're connected with whatever it is that you're going through inside, and you are in the moment and very aware of your thoughts and your feelings. That's never boring. What about you? Do you usually feel the need to rationalize and explain everything to yourself? Do you have to sort of rationalize and explain everything to your kids and about what they're doing? Or do you think you leave more room for imagination, for dreams and fantasies? Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your point of view and your thoughts. Remember to give us a like if you liked the video and it gave you something to think about, and make sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with our weekly updates. See you soon.